Let's go ahead and play the brand new Flurry build, and I'll show you guys how good it actually is. With the brand new Crux, I mean, that thing is really good. I mean, you're seeing 25 mil with Flurry. Remember, Flurry actually attacks very, very fast, can actually stun enemies. It's a pretty good ability now in specifically Season 5. Definitely a lot more viable, especially with the Smoke Nade. You're going to be able to do so much damage to the bosses. Look at 61 mil. Like, that is absolutely wild. I never thought this day would actually come. And you guys might be noticing, we don't even need to play close quarters. The one thing I've always hated with Rogue, it was a pet peeve of mine for like the melee rogues, was that you always, and I mean you always had to play Puncture for the most part, because like you needed a marksman for close quarters to be active, right? And you can see how smooth this is. This is incredibly smooth. So, and I don't think this is gonna get nerfed at all. Like this, I could probably drop the build guide because there's nothing like broken with it. And even if they change maybe some stats here or there, I don't think that this build is getting like nerfed. Heck, it might actually receive some buffs. Compared to like the Barrage Rogue, I like this build a lot. If you are a fan of playing Flurry and like just playing Flurry, and we still get Caltrops size, Caltrops duration, like that's still here. If you want to remove it, that is possible. I don't think it's like absolutely required, but Crux is what makes this build so much better in general. It lets you melt, and I mean absolutely just shred stuff on the bosses. That's going to be a huge benefit. Now, I'm actually kind of more curious to see what Crux does with like party members, because I mean you can attack it. I'm assuming your teammates can too. So we'll do a quick little run around over here, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Flurry Rogue. But as far as it goes, I would say it is tanky enough. What it comes down to is, well, now they made it so your Cutthroat and Marksman skills can proc the Umbras. And that was like a huge thing, because if that didn't happen, then Melee Rogue would have been in the gutter. Like, it's really bad. In fact, I actually think this might be better than Twisting Blades. And that's fine, because Twisting Blades had its time to shine. And Twisting Blades, you probably want to be playing Poison with it. And I've always hated how Twisting Blades had a delay on like the spin around. But Rogue is in a really good spot now. And I just really like how we don't have to use any sort of combo points with this. Go find a nice little pack over here, activate some stuff. And I think when we hit for that 64 mil, we'd go way higher than that. But like when we're hitting for those high numbers, we could go even further if we happen to put them in Caltrops. I'm not even using Caltrops. This is a 100. And it's like super smooth gameplay. I think Rogue is in a really good spot. Like now that I've tested out most of the stuff. I'm just hoping that Shadow Step build will be actually viable, but we'll have to test it out later. So we're just doing this because there's still that bug on the PTR. So we'll go and throw down the Caltrops, let it cook up a little bit, and then gonna get some damage in, and it's gonna go crazy. Wow, I am in disbelief that it is that good though. Holy. I mean, we're reaching levels of basically like past, like it's like towards the top tier. Honestly, and the thing is that you can stun enemies very fast with this build for sure. So let's go over really quickly what has kind of changed with this. So I don't even have perfect pieces of gear. Heck, I'm still rocking a Grasp of Shadow here. So this could obviously be way more improved as you can get crit. It's looking much better. But some of the things that got added in was in the Codex, and you can see, I was looking at the Shadow Step stuff, but Flurry got some nicer changes. So we have this thing that's really good, which is called Breakneck. So Flurry deals damage, and it has a 20% chance to stun. Now, this isn't Lucky Hit. That is what makes it so good, because if it said Lucky Hit, I'm like, well, yeah, I've never really been a fan of the Lucky Hit mechanic. But this is not Lucky Hit, so that's awesome. Great. Now, if you're wondering if you can play the Saboteur Signet, I don't know if I grabbed it. Saboteur Signet, probably unnecessary here. But on top of that, we're running, of course, Crown of Lucian as well as Lockrun's Talisman. And basically, you have a lot more crit, you have a lot more damage here. And then what gives us crazy, like, insane damage, Crux. And look, my item isn't even greater affix. We can get way better stats. Heck, I have damage over time roll. Obviously, we can get way better gear. And the thing that is going to surprise you, again, is going to be here. We don't even play precision. So what we do is we play momentum. Momentum equals extra maximum energy. Extra maximum energy is more multiplier on Lockrun's Talisman. So you can see I literally threw this together and it's already flying. We're going to get some more gameplay of this very, very soon. But it really comes down to Umbercrux and the specific thing that is getting changed. And this isn't necessarily going to be a build guide, but also getting Advanced Flurry over here is pretty nice because, well, we get more. And this has to be in succession. You cannot do anything else. Also, this thing requires you to basically just use Cutthroat only. So you're just spamming Cutthroats. And it's great because you have extra damage reduction. So you're way tankier and you don't have to play this. And most importantly, you don't have to play like every single build that Rogue has been playing for the longest time. Has always had to play Puncture. And I'm so excited. No combo points, no Puncture. Flurry is, you just spam Flurry. I mean, you're going to need Ring of Starless Skies because otherwise no more resource. But also on Paragon board, one really nice other addition here is going to be on the Paragon board. We're actually running Layrana's Instinct. You can actually get core skills to actually scale this and get up to 32x when Inner Sight is active. And that's so easy to do because they buffed Inner Sight as well. And while this is up, you can sit in the boss's AoE and just not care. It only lasts 2 seconds, but well, it's up about as soon as the cooldown is up, it's up in like 1 second. So you have maybe like 1/4 of the time uptime with this. Like that's pretty good to just not take any damage, right? Which is great if you also run another combo that we're doing, which is the Crowded Sage. So what happens if I take a bunch of damage, right? And then that thing procs, while I dodge every single attack, I just go back to full HP. So a lot of really cool stuff cooking up in the Flurry Rogue. Absolutely S tier. As long as they don't touch anything, I think this could be a very, 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 very strong build. Like I said, I mean, look at this. This has damage over time, which we have nothing in. I just threw this together and I was like, oh, let's see the performance of it. But anyways, as far as it goes, yeah, pretty much the things that are making it really good, though, I'll be honest, it is definitely going to be Crown of Lucian, as well as Rune of the Starless Skies, Lockrans, and this. Now, is the build playable without all of these? I would say you could definitely get away without Umbercrux, but I don't think there's any endgame build that doesn't play Lucian as well as Starless. Now, this over here, we'll have to wait and see if they change this. This is something that's like, I don't know, because it says that it's a plus damage on the each point of primary resource above grants crit strike damage. That's supposed to be a plus as it reads, but it is actually going to be X. So that's a huge extra source of damage, and you can see we don't have like damage to crowd control, which is a nice thing. Another thing that I do want to mention is you can get damage per Dark Shroud, which is a brand new thing. And on top of that, you can also get this new thing called Trick Attacks, and you can roll this in your utility, which makes it so when you daze or stun an enemy, your crit strike chance goes up. And I originally tried this with Twisting Blades. I'll be honest, I didn't really like it as much as Flurry. Flurry just has better multipliers, and it just seems to have better resources as well. And obviously stunning in like, you know, a giant AoE, because the way it works is a giant circle versus Twisting Blades on one target, and it's only the ones with Impaled, which required you to run other things like you would need to run Shared Misery on that one, so it freed up another slot, which was kind of nice. But anyways, that's a really early introduction to the Flurry Rogue in Season 5. It's finally here, guys. Flurry is playable. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Let me know, guys, what you think of Flurry, and I'll be dropping a build guide very soon, because there are some build guides that maybe Chain Lightning get nerfed, but I feel like this one is probably safe, if not getting buffed for Season 5. But Flurry Rogue is definitely playable.